Are you ready? Are you ready for the thrill of victory? Are you ready to taste victory? Are you ready to take your sports betting to a whole new level? Sit up, put your feet on the floor, because we have work to do. Welcome to the grind. Welcome to Cappers Nation, your weekly all things sports betting show. Tune in live every Thursday at 8 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern. Let us make you a more successful sports bettor.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. Thursday, we are back, baby. We are back. Just getting everything up and running. Good afternoon, everybody. Mr. Beeman, Mark, Jeff, David, Jermaine. What is going on, folks? Fellas, ladies. Just getting everything up and running. It's hot in here today. It's hot in here. I need to turn the AC on. I know it's nasty weather, but a little hot in here today. Either that or the games are picking up, one of the two. Hope everybody's having a great Thursday. I know we are. Ready to rock, ready to roll, ready to make a boatload of money today. College hoops already rolling. Miami up by 8 at the half. 38-30, that's a good one. Villanova up by 17, rolling. Villanova scared me after their loss to Ohio State. And then I should have known after they smashed Ohio by 24. But here they are against Middle Tennessee State, absolutely smashing them nice and early. Who else is here? Christopher Bayer, good morning. Matt, good morning. Sasawa Cabeda, good afternoon. Long time no see. Michael, good afternoon. Zani PGL, result, please. Result of what? What would you like the result of? You want the result of the game? Well, we have two teams that are going to be playing tonight in many different sports. One will be the Colts. The other will be the Texans. There's going to be a winner. There will be a winner between those two teams. Or, you never know, they might tie. You just never know. Results? Ask me tonight. I'll give you the results. Corey, what's going on? Jeff, you like that? Good morning, everybody. Fired up, ready to rock, ready to roll. In the office early today, getting a lot of stuff done, catching up. It's apparent I was, I've been out of the office. I came in the office yesterday for just a few minutes, but I was out of the office for most of the day yesterday. Pretty much all the day yesterday, as well as I was gone Tuesday and much of Monday as well. So we're back. We're good to go. Jeff, too, would like results. Well, I'll tell you a little bit of the results. All right, we missed one. We missed Villanova. We should have bet on Villanova this morning. All right, we should have bet on Villanova laying 18. They're up by 22 already. However, we did hammer on Miami. They're already covering after the first half. They're up by 8, but it's early. The second half of the hoops game, that's basically like 2 games in itself. 3 games, the first 15 minutes, then the next 3 minutes, then the final 2. And if it's close, you could even divide it down into another game or 2. So hopefully we hammer home that one and they get a nice big win for us today. Sasawa Cabeda, I see you just signed up for 4 days of premium plays and guaranteed Saturday. Thank you, sir. You'll love the premium plays, and it'll be a nice time. Premium plays looking for a monster bounce back after a rough little 2-day stretch. But that happens from time to time. The personal plays ended up 2-2 yesterday. No harm, no foul. Premium plays had an off day yesterday. We won our free play on Orlando and Toronto over 208. NHL went 1-2, but we hit a big plus 200 dog in Ottawa. The dogs were barking yesterday. Shane, what do I think about Colts money line? We'll go over that game here in a little bit. Colts look good today. Coming off a big win, as well as already have beaten the Texans earlier in the year. But, it's hard to beat a team a second time. That's for sure. Definitely, especially when they're fairly evenly matched. Edward, what's going on, sir? Thanks for joining us. Thank you for joining us. Glad to have you. Need to make sure we send out an email notification letting everybody know that we are live. Don't want anybody to miss it. Without Mac might be tough. Nah. They'll you got to remember, it's the NFL. One player is not gonna hold an entire team down. It may slow them down in certain areas and certain aspects, but it's not gonna completely slow a team down, an entire team down in all aspects of the game. I think we've seen that with certain teams dropping certain players. But we'll break down that game here in just a few minutes. Raymond, what's going on? Glad to have everybody tuning in. Just getting up and running. Gonna be a nice day today. Not only on games, but overall. I don't know about you guys, but I'm definitely ready to make some money. I'm definitely ready to make some money. Where'd my live chat go? I need to get my live chat up. Hold on one second. That way we can chat with you. Robert S., good morning. There we go. There's a live chat. Who dat Bob? Good morning, Kyle and crew. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I wouldn't say everything leans towards the Colts, but it's definitely there's a lot of things that definitely point towards the Colts, that's for sure. But I wouldn't say everything. Not all the stats, but it's quite a bit. Ooh, hold on. That was random. Must be allergic to Robert S. Robert S. or Who Dat Bob showing up. I started sneezing. Just kidding, folks. Thank you, Edward. Usually I don't sneeze once. I usually sneeze 20 times. So here's it being a one-timer, a one-offer. Here's to it being a one-offer. Thank you, Who Dat Bob. Good matchup on fantasy. I didn't even see who I got this week. I haven't even looked to see who I got in fantasy this week. All right, let me pop up some stuff. What we need to do I got the Chesapeake Regulators, huh? Who might that be? Oh, I got Robert May this week. Yeah, Edward, you got me last week by, last week? Yeah, you got me. You got me all right. 115.5 to 103.5. You came back and absolutely slaughtered me on Monday Night Football with a big day. Kelsey got you a big day, as well as, who is it? McCoy adding a few more extra points for you. I already know last week's. I know I had. You ended up, yeah, McCoy and Kelsey killed me. I had a nice 20-point lead on Monday Night Football, and you ended up with 37 points. It was a good one. It was a good one. All right. What it's time to do now. Let me pop up all my juicy info. I'm just logging into the live odds. And then we're going to go over some games. NBA looks trappy tonight. There's definitely some things in the NBA to take a look at and be careful of and make you go, why did it log me out? There we go. I'm in. The NBA looks real trappy tonight. Give me 1 second, guys. Be right back. All right, we're back. We're back. Never as KC, good morning. I need a new office chair. I'm going to have to go buy me one. Damone Thompson says, good morning. I'm a newcomer. First time on watching your show. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Subscribe. That way you get notified each and every single time we drop a video. You want to be subscribed, as well as everybody else. If you're not already subscribed, it's time to get subscribed, all right? It's time to get subscribed. That way you do not miss a beat. That way you do not miss a beat. And when you're done with that, as well as everybody, do us a big favor. Give us that big thumbs up in the video. Let us know you appreciate all the hard work. We certainly do when you guys do. Alrighty. Where's my live chat? Benny Wegler, hey Kyle, what are your thoughts on the Packers versus 49ers game? Ask me a little bit later in the week on that game. We're going to break down today's card. You could ask me later if we have a little more time after we break down the games for today. Be more than happy to. No idea, Daniel. Daniel says, why do I always look like I just woke up? Sends me a text message. If I look like I just woke up, you should probably get your vision checked. 9:30 here, and I sent out my premium plays a couple hours ago, so obviously I didn't just wake up. Alrighty. No, not at all, Daniel. All right. Don't know about you guys. King Me 2020, Kyle, Tricky How, Phoenix 2 in a row. Lost at our home, Milo dropped a few. Blah, 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 blah. Thanks, King Me. Glad you love the show. Yeah, you're going to find out in a lot of the Arizona games. Spreads are always going to be big. Especially when they're playing the likes of a South Dakota State team. Shane's going to the Bucks game tonight. Nice, have fun. Chase, what's going on, buddy? Thank you for joining us, Chase. Always glad to have you. I know we talked about having you back on the show either later this week or next week. So we're definitely going to have to make that happen. Definitely going to have to make that happen. Anthony, what's going on? How are you, buddy? Glad to have you. Little Dizzer in the house. What's going on? Didn't see you up there. Oh, the big D Mall in the house. D Mall. Mall 215. The real one. The real one. Not the fake one. The real one. The Philly legend. Also known as me. All right, we froze the screen, so hold on. D-Mall showing up. D-Mall showing up, freezing the screen. Or Chase, one of our friends. Yeah, he did. I did see that they paid him and then took him back. The audit department probably audited it and saw it, and then they took it back. But hey, that's the cash out wouldn't have happened that quick, anyways. Those things, the books technically don't have to pay you on when they make a mistake. Sadly, because if you make a mistake, they're taking your money. But when they make a mistake on a bad line, they don't have to honor it. Now, some of the books here in Vegas will usually honor it, but they usually tell you that you're not going to be allowed to bet there anymore when that happens. So they either refund your money or they'll pay you, but they're going to tell you that you're going to be banned from the book. Matt says, Chase and Kyle are my favorites by far to follow. Can't wait to work with you both. Much love. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Chase is a great guy. Great dude to work with. Anthony just got back from the dentist. Hopefully you're numbed and drugged up a little. Shane says, Shane says frozen. Yes. The screen was frozen. And Frozen 2 does come out today for everybody that's got a little daughter. We do have 5 o'clock tickets to go see the very first showing of Frozen. So rest assured we will have my little one all dressed up. All right. What is time? It's time. Time to start breaking down some football games. And we're going to start with the one college football game for you guys. Then we'll move into the NFL, college basketball if we have a little bit of time. And we'll have some fun. Edward, you're catching the matinee on Saturday. Very nice. Yeah, I seen that. First, I always thought it came out tomorrow on the 22nd, so I bought tickets. And then I saw that they had a 5 p.m. showing today. And I bought, this was like 2 weeks ago or a week and a half ago when tickets came out. And I was like, oh yeah, we're going to that first one. Little one, not that she'll notice it, but we'll go to the first one and get it over with. And then sadly, she's going to be wanting to watch it at TV, and it's not available yet. So, Michael, feel free to try to ask me again once we get to college basketball. We're going to do college football right now, but just getting all the live lines up. All that good stuff for you guys. Little Dizzer says NFL Thursday night football breakdown for him. It's hard for him. Not a problem. We're definitely going to hit that game. I hit it during our daily free play video just a little bit. We'll dive a little more in depth into it in this video. And if you guys have not watched our daily free play video yet, do have a free play in the NFL for you guys there already. And it is on that Colts and Texans game, and we broke it down a little bit during the daily free play video. So make sure you guys watch that video as well, especially if you want a free NFL pick. Make sure you go watch that video as well. Edward, you said I did it already. I haven't done any breakdowns, not in the live show, but I did it during the daily free play video, which is fine. We'll do it again here in this one. That's not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. Definitely going to have some fun and break down some games and put some money in your guys' pocket. First game that we are going to touch today, NC State, Georgia Tech, college football, game 111-112. Good afternoon, William, tuning in by text message. Alrighty. Oh, and I got in. It's all good, Edward. We're going to break it down. Kong, good morning. Thank you for joining us. All right, guys, NC State 4-6 straight up. Georgia Tech 2-8 straight up. Yeah, Kong, they'll get hot. You win so much, you're going to lose a couple days every now and then. It's just the way things go, especially in sports betting. Can't win every day. NC State 2-8 against. NC State 4-6 straight up. 2-8 against the spread. Going up against a Georgia Tech team who is actually favored at home today, who's 2-8 straight up, 2-7-1 against the spread, coming off of 3 straight losses to Pittsburgh, Virginia, and Virginia Tech, who absolutely slaughtered them last week. And if you remember, Virginia Tech was one of my personal plays last week. We bet against Georgia Tech. We smashed them 45-0. Line on this one actually opened up as a pick 'em. People quickly started pounding Georgia Tech. Why on earth they were pounding Georgia Tech, I'm not too sure, especially a team that's 2-8. However, I will tell you this much. Georgia Tech has showed a lot of promise as of late, and they've had a lot of close games. They've hung in with some really, 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 really good teams as of late, and they've hung strong, all right? When you're taking a look and where the line's at now, it's completely flip-flopped. They had Georgia Tech laying 2 this morning, all right? It was actually laying 2 this morning, and now the line's all over the place. The Westgate has Georgia Tech laying 1 as of now. MGM has Georgia Tech getting 1, +1. All right, CG Technologies has got them at a pick-up. Station Casinos has Georgia Tech at +1. So if you bet this morning and you were betting on Georgia Tech, and you already bet, you should have waited. But if you already bet on NC State this morning at +2, and now we see a 3-point line change to NC State laying 1, good on you. Good on you for beating the line. Oh, hold on. I need this other sheet. There we go. which is always a good thing to do. You always want to beat that closing line and make sure you're on the best side of it. Right, total opened up at 48.5. It's down 2 points to 46.5. When you take a look at the money to see where everybody's betting, let's see here. NC State. There we go. Interesting, and you're still going to find this, even with the line now favoring NC State. Jamar, what's going on, buddy? You're still going to see that there's still more money. Not much anymore, but there's still more money on Georgia Tech. Not by much, because it was a lot higher. For some reason, earlier in the week, everybody was pounding Georgia Tech to the tune of pushing it from a pick to -2. Now it's going the opposite way. All right, 53% of all bets as of right now are still rolling in on Georgia Tech. 47% on NC State, but I think in the next hour or so, that number will probably be flip-flopped, and there'll be more money on NC State than there will be on Georgia Tech. All right, 74% of the public is riding the under, just 26% on the over on this game. All right, just 24% on the over. When it comes to money line tickets, 67% of the money line tickets rolling in all on NC State when it comes to the money line aspect of this. Kong says he locked in Villanova this morning, -18.5. Looking at it right now, Nova shooting lights out from 3. Yeah, they're definitely having a great game. Definitely having a great game today. Hopefully they're able to hold on to it, which they should have no problem. They should have no problem. They actually scared me in their game against Ohio State where they lost, and it's actually had me back off of betting them their last 2 games. But after their last one, I mean, they're up by 30. After their last one against Ohio, I should have had no problem jumping back on the Villanova bandwagon, and I didn't. So I do have one personal play that's already rolling on Miami. Miami of Florida laying 7. They're up by 8 right now, 49-41 with 14.5 minutes to go. Hopefully we get the start out 1-0 on the day, which would be fantastic, especially for all my personal play clients. It would be a great way to start this beautiful Thursday. I do have 4 personal plays today, and I'll tell you one thing, 3 of them are college hoops. 3 of them are college hoops. 1 is already out there in Miami, so I've still got 3 more big plays to go. If you guys are not on my personal plays, might be time to go take a quick look at them, because money. Edward says free live bet. No kidding, right? Miami is getting killed on the glass. It's not where they're winning any battles, that's for sure. I mean, they're being out-rebounded 25-16 right now by a Missouri State team, a team that they should absolutely be dominating against on the glass, and they're not. And they're not. It's one of their problems today. Luckily, they're knocking down 50% from out deep right now, and that's the reason why they're ahead. Oh yeah, Kong looking at the same stats I am right now. They're 8 of 16 from out deep right now, and free throws are hitting 100%. They're 9 of 9. That happens a lot. The big spreads don't get covered all the time. Those big spreads are there to attract you guys. You'll see that all the time. Big spreads. Anytime there's a big spread in the NFL is a double digit. Big spread in college basketball, be careful. You always definitely need to do your due diligence. Just because you see a team laying 20, 18, 20, 22, 24, 32, 36, doesn't mean it's safe just to go and fire your money on. Look at Memphis last night, as Kong just said. Very disappointing last night. Very disappointing last night. Oh, absolutely, Kong. They played just absolutely a disaster of a game last night. Disaster of a game. Miami up 11, so hopefully they start playing a little better on the glass. All right. Let me log into this system here. And then what we're going to do, we're going to finish college football, and we're going to go to some college basketball. especially since we've got games ongoing right now. All right, since we got games ongoing right now. I mean, here in just a little bit, Florida and St. Joseph's, Mississippi and Tulane. And then in a little over 3 hours, Loyola Marymount, SoCal School and Air Force playing, as well as Ohio and Baylor. Kong, you have a play on the NC State game. I do. I have a personal play on the NC State game. Yeah, Xavier on Friday almost lost outright. If you guys remember that one, absolutely. All right, guys, taking a look more back on track to NC State and Georgia Tech. We started and got off track, started talking about college hoops. Taking a look, both teams, guys, both teams, subpar. However, NC State needs to finish strong, needs 2 wins to end the year to become bowl eligible. They've needed 2 wins since October 10th. All right? They're coming off 4 straight losses. They lost to Boston College, 45-24 on the road. They lost on the road to Wake Forest, 44-10. They lost at home to Clemson, 55-10. They lost at home to Louisville, 34-20. Now they get a big road game against Georgia Tech. All right, here they are against Georgia Tech to win Georgia Tech. And then next week to end their season, they get North Carolina. They need 2 wins. This is a must-win situation for them. North Carolina 4-6 straight up on the road. They do not have a road win this year. All right, 2 of their games on the road have gone over, 2 have gone under, but they are 0-4 on the road. Mr. MB in the house. So NC State's 2 games left. They want to win, or they want to become bowl eligible. They want to go to a bowl game. They got to win 2 games. And unfortunately for them, they need to pick up 1 on the road. And luckily for them, it's against Georgia Tech, who's only won twice so far this season. All right, 1 came at home. The other was actually on the road against Miami, upset in Miami. And we're going to talk a little bit about Georgia Tech here in just a little bit and why they could be a little bit dangerous today. But we'll talk about that more. Mike Butler in the house. I'm having a fantastic day. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. It's a blessed day. I'm glad to be alive and be here and be helping you guys out. Skip S, what's going on? Sorry, reading some of the live chat. All right, so back to this game, back to NC State and Georgia Tech. Let's take a look at Georgia Tech real quick. All right, Georgia Tech, they're playing at home. Like I said, they do have 1 win at home, 1 win on the road. Georgia Tech's had a tough year. All right, they started out with a big loss against Clemson, losing 52-14 to start the year. They actually beat South Florida 14-10 in a very low-scoring game. And this is a Georgia Tech team that only averages 16.5 points a game scored. All right, they lost to Citadel outright 27-24. Then they lost to Temple 24-2. All right, they put up a safety against Temple. They lost to North Carolina 38-22. All right, they lost to Duke 41-23. They were actually getting 18 in that game. Then they traveled on the road down to Miami, Florida. And they put up 28 against the Hurricanes. Put up 28. It's actually a season high for them. Believe it or not, that is a season high in scoring. They've actually done that a couple times. But they beat Miami on the road, 28-21. Played a great game. Now, Miami didn't help themselves at all that day. They were actually plus 19, and they won as a plus 19 dog. They won outright by a touchdown. Had a lot of renewed energy starting November. They had a week off after that big win. And after that big win, things started to change for the Georgia Tech program. Let's not talk about him and give him any free advertising or his YouTube channel and that little racket. They lost by 10 to Pittsburgh. They were actually plus 9.5. And then they came up against Virginia. They lost by 5. It's all good, Edward. It's all good. Losing by 5 to Virginia as a plus 15.5 dog. Really, they've been making strides. They've been trying, the team, the program. They got a lot of problems there. They got a lot of problems at Georgia Tech, and unfortunately, their schedule didn't help them out at all. They play in a tough conference for being a weak offensive program, and their defense has been giving up a ton. If you saw last week, especially against Virginia Tech, getting slaughtered 45-0. Fast Freddy in the house. I just came for the barbershop, and I pushed the thumbs up button on my journey to the live chat. Thank you, Fast Freddy. I love it, brother. I love it. Richard, no, I shave. I trim down here. I trim up here. I grow it out every winter. But I'm thinking about cutting it off. The wife likes it. I grow it in the winter when it gets a little chilly in the desert. When the temps drop below 70 and the nights drop below 60, it gets a little chilly out here. Got to put a little hair on your face to keep you warm. Not that I don't have enough hair on the rest of the body. Not that you guys need to know that. Fast Freddy, are the dogs barking? Well, it just depends which dog you're talking about. Because an hour ago, NC State was the dog. Now they're their favorite. Richard, I'll be great there in Minnesota then. Love it. Love it. Yeah, I definitely fit in, except I think I might freeze to death. All right, guys, NC State, they average 22.9 points per game. Not a high-scoring offense at all either. All right, they average 147 yards on the ground at 4.3 yards a carry and 236 in the air. This is definitely a team that's capable to move the ball downfield. They pass the ball nearly as much as they run the ball, maybe a half a dozen plays more in the air than they do running the ball on average. They average 5.9 yards per passing attempt. They'll be going up against a Georgia Tech defense that's gotten torched all year long. The average giving up 31.1 points a game. And let's just take a look at Georgia Tech. They, just recently, in the last 5 games, they gave up 45 to Virginia Tech. They gave up 33 to Virginia. They gave up 20 to Pittsburgh, and they gave up 21 to Miami, as well as 41 when they got torched by Duke. All right. They average giving up 213 yards a game on the ground alone at 4.7 yards per carry. So they're going to have an NC State offense that's likes to run the ball. And they've had a lot of tough teams to run the ball against, and they've been effective running the ball. So look for NC State to knock off some big runs, run a lot against a very weak Georgia Tech defense that gives up huge amounts of yardage on the run. All right, Georgia Tech, they also give up 198 yards in the air on average, averaging 7.4 yards per passing attempt. And they're -5 on the turnover. They're -5 on the turnovers. Both of these teams, big on turnovers and not creating them and not getting them. All right, actually participating in the turnover and them turning the ball over. All right, taking a look at Georgia Tech on offense. There's not much to say, let's be honest. There's not much to say against the Georgia Tech offense this year. All right, 16.5 points a game on average, 146 rushing yards a game, 4 yards a carry, 144 passing yards a game on average at 6.2 yards per passing attempt. They'll be going up against a NC State defense who, much like the Georgia Tech defense, has definitely been torched quite a few times already, giving up 29.2 points per game. Fast Freddy, if you think -5 sucks, wait till you hear what NC State is on turnovers, all right? So NC State defense, they give up 29.2 points per game, all right? A little over 4 touchdowns a game on average. They give up 127 yards rushing the ball, and they're holding teams to 3.5 yards per carry. So NC State has a fairly good front line that's been controlling the run games and stopping teams from having big success running the ball. Now their secondary, suspect, all right? They average giving up 250 yards passing a game at 6.9 yards per passing attempt. And on turnovers, they're -12. If you thought -5 sucks for Georgia Tech, -12 for NC State, all right? They're -12 on the turnover game, and unfortunately for them, it's just not a good stat, all right? Road teams 7-0 straight up and 6-0 against the spread in their last 7 games in the NC State Georgia Tech series. All right, NC State is also 10-0 on the under their last 10 games versus an opponent on less than 6 days rest. Other than that, not much more to say about these two teams. You're going to see two offenses, one that can move the ball in the air. Oh yeah, both quarterbacks definitely struggle. The one for NC State, you're damn straight about that. So he put up some good yardage last week, but he definitely had like 40-something passing attempts last week. So they'll get their game together. And remember, when you got two shitty programs, something's bound to break. When you've got two shitty offenses against two shitty defenses, I tend to think, at least in college football, it's usually the total that breaks, and or the offense that breaks, and the defense steps up. Whereas when you've got two strong offenses and two strong defenses, you usually see the higher scoring games, like we've been telling you guys in the Alabama games as well as the LSU games. We've seen it all season long in those, and I basically told you guys that in every single live show on the weekend. Yeah, if there was a way to actually make odds on this game, Robert says two dogs with fleas. That's exactly what they are on offense. They're two dogs with fleas. And same thing on defense. And both deserve to be an underdog of a touchdown or more against each other, if that was even humanly possible. Both should be getting points. We should be getting points to bet on either one of these two teams. But obviously that's not going to happen. That's for sure. Damone says the under, it sounds like the under is a lock for that. The under, as far as that, Kong says NC State probably wins, but it's scary. I knew the line was going to shift on this one, and we took advantage of a line movement. As far as the total goes, I'm completely off the total on this one, as off can be, just for the sole fact that there's so many different variables with two shitty offenses as well as two shitty defenses. Quarterback hitting less than 40% of his completions, or of his passing attempts, excuse me. Definitely lean and side towards the under, but for me, I'm not touching it. Yeah, no problem, Kong. No problem. The problem is even if I did give it away, that line is not there for you guys to bet it. And if you didn't get it at what I gave it out as, then you probably don't want to bet it anyways. Because there was value in the line, knowing that the line was going to move when I gave out what we gave out. All right, so what we're going to do next, we're going to talk a little college hoops. We're going to talk a little college hoops. And speaking of college hoops, how about that Miami team up by 18? Nova up by 26. Nova up by 26. Not bad. 24 now. But who's counting? Miami up by 13. Ooh, let Missouri State come right back. Problem with Miami is they need to... they're still getting out-rebounded, and it's actually getting worse. It's actually getting worse. They're actually being out-rebounded 32-20. Jeff up by 11 now. Need to call that valuable timeout and do what they do best. All right. Yep, I do see that. Matter of fact, I put that game on. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to talk you into a live bet. Let me know what the live line is. This customer is not authorized. Yes, it is. All right, whatever. I guess I'm not turning it on. Nine and a half. Miami favored by 9.5 live. That's a good line. I like that. I like that. Miami up 10. Oh, doggy. Oh, doggy. How much time's left, Kong? Or Anthony? Where you guys have them up 10, how much time? I do see them up 10 right now. 64-54, just refreshed. Not good. Not good, folks. I'd bet Miami, Edward. I like that line. I like that line. Early action, nothing better. It's like a Saturday almost. All right, let's take a look at some college hoops. Let's take a look at some college hoops. When we're not looking at the line, they seem to be pulling away. Yeah, Fast Freddy, there's a good one right there. Kong, and that's exactly what it is. You're 100% correct. Second, third, and fourth chances are a killer for any team. It doesn't matter who you are. If you can't rebound, you can't win a game. You can't rebound, you can't win a game. Plain and simple. So what I need to do, I need to pop up my info for college hoops. We're gonna take a look at a couple games, not many. We're gonna take a look at a couple games, then we're gonna go right to the NFL game. So we'll take a look at a college basketball game or two. Don't need boards if you make your shots. It's not about getting the offensive rebound. It's about getting the defensive rebound. Stop giving the other team second, third, and fourth opportunities. It's the reason why Miami's up by 10 and not by 40 or 30, where they should be, is offensive rebounds. They're making their shots. Miami's making their baskets. Problem is they're letting Missouri State hang in it. That's the problem. Vizagelic with 20 points so far, 7 minutes to go. These kids having a stellar game. Problem is they're just not rebounding, but they'll pick it up. They'll pick it up. Move this a little closer. Chapman Baptist and Abilene Christian. What about them? What about them, Justin? Glad to know we've got a shot-by-shot update. Gonna be a lot of updates. A lot of time left. That's like 3 games left. 7 minutes left in a game. They'll pull through. All right, taking a look at the rest of today. You got Nova, who's up almost by 30, up by 28, pushing those limits. Let's take a look at Texas and Georgetown. We're going to take a look at Texas and Georgetown for everybody. A little marquee matchup for everybody today. Game 789 and 790. 789 and 790. My thoughts on college basketball. It's not, especially if you got a bet on it, ain't even worth watching to the last 2 minutes of the game. Especially when it's a close game like this. So the lead's going to change. Or they're going to cover, not cover, cover, not cover. Definitely a great game. I don't spend too much time stressing about it. At least not until like the last minute. 2 minutes. Believe it or not, Texas and Georgetown has the highest rating as a thrill factor game today. Should definitely be a great game. I don't think it's going to be as high scoring as a lot of people are expecting. You've got a 4-0 undefeated Texas team who's got wins over Northern Colorado, who beat them 69-45. They beat Purdue 70-66. They beat Cal Baptist 67-54. And they beat Prairie View A&M, what was that one? 70-54. No, 70-56, excuse me. And then on the other hand, you got 3-1 Georgetown, who's got one loss to Penn State, but they got smoked by 15 points at home against Penn State. All right, they got wins over Mount St. Mary's, 81-68. Central Arkansas, they beat them by 11, 89-78. And then they beat Georgia State 91-83. They were able to hold off Georgia State in a high-flying game. We saw 174 points in that game. Well, Edward hesitating has allowed you to get a lower line, so I'd hammer it. I'd hammer it. That's for sure. I would definitely hammer it. Wait 1 second, folks. One second. Okay. I am back. See Miami back up by 8. All's well. All's well, and they'll be fine. They will be fine. All right, guys, taking a look at these two teams. And remember, the number, Shapendi, good morning. Thank you for joining us, or good afternoon. For everybody that's new to the channel, first of all, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're breaking down some college basketball. We already touched on the college football game between NC State and Georgia Tech. We're going to do a basketball or two, and then we'll move right back to the NFL, get you guys on a free play, send you on your merry way right out the door to the books to go hammer and make some more money. Jeff says his Iowa Hawkeyes lose outright tonight. I'm playing North Florida money line. Bold statement right there. Big D Mall says -7.5 hammer time. I would. Shapendi, what did you miss? Not much. Just a little chit chatter back and forth breakdown of the NC State game. We've actually been live for almost an hour, and we haven't got enough done. We need to definitely pick up the pace. All right, guys. You got Texas on offense, who's averaging, their adjusted efficiencies. Got a score of 105.3 compared to the 105 of Georgetown. So on offense, both teams very, very, very comparable. And you guys are going to see that in the numbers overall, except both teams have a little differences, whereas Georgetown so far early in the year after 4 games is better at shooting from the free throw line compared to Texas, that's making more of their 2-point plays. 3-point shooting is very, very, very close. Their block percentage of having shots blocked, both on offense and defense, are very, very, very comparable. When you take a look at where their point distribution comes from, there's a definite big difference, and we're going to see that, or we're going to talk about that, and you're going to see that on why Georgetown is scoring 26.9% of their points scored in a game from the free throw line, from that charity stripe. All right, guys. So you'll see that Texas, they're hitting 52.4% from the field, 48.6% for Georgetown. All right, when they're knocking down 3 balls, Texas hitting 30.1% of all their 3-point shots compared to the 31.1% for Georgetown. Not big numbers when it comes to the out deep game, not yet. But wait till these numbers really get, 7 to 10 games underneath them as of right now. We're about halfway there before we start seeing some more in-depth stats, and our like final score prediction will be a little bit more accurate. Once we hit that 7 to 10 game mark, we'll be able to give you guys a more in-depth look at what we look at when we come to capping college basketball. And the turnover percentage for both teams on offense, 21.9% of the time for Texas compared to 21.5% for Georgetown. Both turn over the ball just roughly the same amount of time on offense, except on defense. The Georgetown defense has created more turnovers for their team than Texas has so far throughout the first 4 games. Now, knocking down those 2-point plays, definite edge to Texas. They average hitting 58.5% of all their jump shots, layups, and dunks, which actually has them as so far after 4 games. They're the 19th ranked school in college basketball in this stat category compared to the 49.4% for Georgetown. So a big difference, nearly 9% difference of all their 2-point plays between both teams. Now, where Georgetown has been excelling is on the free throw line, but they've been fouled a ton. All right, they're actually knocking down 77.9% of all their free throws. I almost said 3-pointers. Their free throws, compared to the 72.1% of Texas. And when you dive in and you start looking at the distribution of the points on how many points are 2-point plays, 3-point plays, or field goals or free throws, you'll see that when you look at Georgetown, there's one number that's going to stand out. It's going to say free throws, point distribution, 26.9%. So basically 27 of all the points, 27% of all the points scored for Georgetown come from the free throw line. All right, only 21.1% come from out deep, and 52% are all 2-point plays. All right, when you're taking a look at Texas, 33.7% come from out deep, 52.2% are all 2-point plays, and only 14.1% from the free throw line for both teams, for Texas. All right, Texas can control how many fouls and how many free throw opportunities they give Georgetown. I'm all out of whack today. Definitely going to take away a big edge right there for them. Experience, both teams have roughly the same amount of years of experience per average player for both teams. Taking a look at Georgetown in their starting 5, you got James Akinjo, sophomore. All right, they're not going to be starting 1 freshman. They're starting 2 sophomores, a junior, and 2 seniors. They've got Mac McClung, another sophomore, 6'2" sophomore. They've got Jagan Mosley, the big forward, who's a senior, 6'3", 215 pounds. DeMarco Prickett, another junior, 6'8". Then their center, Omar Yevseven. He's a senior, guys. He's 7 foot tall. A lot of experience for the starting 5 at Georgetown. Now, when you take a look at the 4-0 Texas Longhorns, and you take a look at their starting 5, again, another team who's not going to be starting a freshman. A lot of experience for both of these teams. Matt Coleman as their point guard. He's a junior, tons of experience. Shooting guard and Courtney Ramey. There's their one of their 2 sophomores that they'll more than likely start. Jazz Freebs is a junior. Gerald Liddell, another 6'8" power forward sophomore. And he'll split time in power forward with Jace Ferbs. Ferbs will move over to power forward from time to time, and Donovan Williams will come in. He's a freshman. He does get some playing time as well. He gets 18% of the minutes as a power forward, but he won't be starting. And then Jericho Sims, their 6'9" center. So not the biggest center when it comes to this matchup against both teams, but 2 foul participation protocol. And remember, that's a big number that weighs heavy on total going over and under. And as of right now, the numbers are off. All right, the numbers are off because there's not enough games. There's not enough games to calculate this number. Like I can tell you, as of right now, Texas does not allow their players to play. Once they get that second foul in the first quarter, they're done. They're out. They're on the bench. All right, they're at 0%. 12.2% for Georgetown, which is still a very, 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 very low number. All right. when you're taking a look at this line. Let's go take a look at the line now that we did a little talk on both of these teams. I believe it was 789, 790. Yep, 789 790. Texas opened up as a 4.5-point favorite. They're actually up to 6.5. Texas laying 6.5. Georgetown catching 6.5 at home. Total went from 142.5 to 145. The total has shot up. All right, the total has definitely shot up on this game. We have the total very, very, very close, and it's only because of the scoring of what Georgetown's been able to do. Don Doe, what's going on, sir? Thanks for joining us. We actually have the final score on this one, 74-69. Sorry, 75-69 for Texas. And this was done before that line change. This was actually done when the matchup first came out. And just basing it off of all of our info. And that puts the total on the under. Not by much, by a point difference. Dondo says Miami win by 8. We'll take an 8-point win. We'll take an 8-point win. I mean, I'd rather have an 18-point win for Miami. A lot less stress for everybody, but we'll take it. Whatever way we got to get it, we'll take that win. Villanova up by 33. We definitely missed a big one there. 2:10 left in that game, and it's a 5-point game. Plenty of time in that game. Last minute's a whole nother game all by itself. And then that last 30 seconds when they're up and they're fouling. Luckily for Miami is Miami does stay up by a couple possessions and they've got a foul. It won't be good. They're hitting 100% of their free throws as of right now. Both teams having an excellent game. Combined, they're 20 of 23, both teams on free throws. But where Miami's lacking is the rebound category. Being out-rebounded by 100%, 44-22. And they actually have a 5-point lead. That's the amazing thing. That's the amazing thing. We shouldn't have the lead. We definitely should not have the lead on this game. So, the fact that we're actually, and if we lose the game, it's 100% from rebounds. 100%. Miami's actually shot the ball very, very well. They're hitting 45% from the field, 43% of all their three-point shots. They've made 9 out of 21, hitting 100% from the free throw line. They've been out-rebounded. They've given up 21 offensive rebounds. And they're being out-rebounded 45-24. 45-24. Rebounding is 100% absolutely disgusting. If you guys, you guys are watching what's going on. Rebounding today is absolutely disgusting. But as far as the Texas, Georgia, I keep saying Georgia Tech because I'm thinking of the college football game, the Georgetown game. As far as a lean on that game, because I don't have a play on this game, guys, but as far as a lean on this game, I lean towards Georgetown plus the 6.5. All right. But I also like the under on this as well. The under on that total. All right, but not enough to bet it. So I don't have a bet on it. I think there's better college basketball games out there to be putting your money on, and that's why I've got 3 college basketball plays today. And it ain't looking so swell for Miami. And the fact that we're still up by 5 and have a chance to cover and we're being out-rebounded like this is absolutely insane. But I do like the under 146 in the Georgetown, Texas game. $30 seconds left. What are we, up by 5? Up by 5, 30 seconds left. Hopefully they cover. Robert S., do we take into consideration the coach? Absolutely. That's where the 2-foul participation protocol comes in. That's coaching style. That's the coach and what he prefers to do with his players. Absolutely. Shaka Smart for Texas. Patrick Ewing for Georgetown. 100%. Reginald, what's going on, sir? Well, it sounds to me that we're going to need overtime for Miami to pull their head out of their ass. Especially since Missouri State's playing lights out. They're out rebounding them 47-24. I'm going to be honest with you guys. We deserve to lose this game. 100%. I mean, actually, personally, we don't deserve to lose it. But Miami, the players, deserve to lose it. Being out rebounded that much by a Missouri State team. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. It's not like Miami's loaded with small players either. Jared Ritter should be able to rebound. Tulio Da Silva should be able to rebound. Kabir Mohammed should be able to rebound, 6'5", power forward. Josh Hall, 6'7", should be able to rebound. Getting dominated. Absolutely dominated by Missouri State. Big D, foul shots wins games. Here's the thing. Miami's shooting 13 of 14 from the free throw line. And they ain't going to win this one. They're going to win the game, but they're not going to cover. More than likely they'll win, but they're not going to cover. $146 Fast Freddy is the current total. Yeah, and here they are folding on free throws. Personally, I hope somehow Missouri State can tie the game for us, but not likely. They've missed 2 free throws the entire game. They've shot 13 of 15, but the problem is they've given up 24 more rebounds than they've had. They're being out rebounded 49-25. There's nothing you could do about that one. 18-point lead. And it's actually more offensive boards than that. They've had 22 offensive boards. They've had 22 offensive boards. Big deal. I'll just double. Nah, we just play the system. Play the system. Win the game. In the long run. The game of sports betting, that is. One game doesn't matter. Sucks. Sucks to start out 0-1, but it's okay. Fast Freddy, I lean towards the under as well in that game. I like the under in that game. All right, guys, let's talk about the Colts and Texans game. Let me move back up to that one. We'll talk about the Texans game real quick. Then we'll send you guys on your merry, merry, merry way. And I'll get you guys on a free play. Remember, I already got a free play out on this game. If you have not already watched our daily free play video, then you might want to watch it. Already have a free play out there. I mean, there's nothing that you could do. When you shoot, listen to these stats. When you knock down 44% from the field, when you hit 41% of your three-pointers, they went 9 of 22, and at 1% after the first half, they were shooting 50%. From free throws, they only missed 2 free throws the entire game, and it was in the last minute. All right, they've hit 14 of 16. but you got out-rebounded 29-25. But that's not even the thing. But when you give up 22 offensive rebounds and you give a Missouri State team a second, a third, a fourth opportunity, they're eventually going to put it in the bucket. They're eventually going to put a point up on the board, or two, or three, or four. Both teams shooting fantastic from the free throw line. 10 of 13 for Missouri State. 14 of 16 for Miami. Miami stole the ball 6 times from Missouri State. 4 block shots. They only committed 9 turnovers to the 16 turnovers of Missouri State. The problem is rebounds. As Edward just said, every miss got a follow-up shot over and over and over. You can't block them out. Can't defend the glass. You can't get a rebound. Can't cover a game, let alone win. They got lucky and they won by 4. They shouldn't have. They were up by 18 in the second half. So, right play, wrong rebounding. Shooting wise, right play, wrong rebounding. Unfortunately, bad rebounding definitely killed us. All right, guys, take a look at the Colts. 10 games so far, they're 6-4 straight up. Go back up to the NFL side. Not just one follow-up shot, but 2 and 3. That's the problem. That's the problem right there. Even one's a problem. But when you're giving up a second and a third, it's a bigger problem. All right, guys. Colts, Texans. Colts 6-4 straight up. 5-5 against the spread. Same identical numbers for the Texans. The only difference is on the over and unders, all right? The Colts have had 6 games of their 10 go over the total, whereas it's gone over for the Texans 4 of their 6 games that they've played. Colts 24-10 against the spread. Their last or on the road against lesser passing defenses, yielding more than 6.75 yards per passing attempt. The Texans just 3-11-1 in their last 15 games versus an opponent before playing the Titans. All right, guys, they get the Titans. Colts get the Titans next week. Big game before the Titans for them. All right, Texans 10-0 on the under their last 10 games at home versus an opponent after a conference straight-up win. Colts getting the job done against Jacksonville 33-13 last week, if you remember. So definitely short notice. Short notice. Short rest for the Colts today. Keep that in mind. Mike Butler says his play of the day is Georgia Tech -2. Well, Georgia Tech's not even -2 anymore. Or is it Georgetown? No, it says college football. Georgia Tech's not even -2 anymore. They're actually getting points. They're actually +1.5 at the MGM, +1 at William Hill. A pick 'em now at the Westgate. All right, back to the Colts and Texans. Take a look at the odds on this game. Let's see where the line started and where it's at now. All right, Texans opened up as a 5.5-point favorite. It's been bet down to 3.5. It was at 4 last night and 4 this morning. Literally in the last 30 minutes, BetMGM just bumped it down to 3.5, and the D Casino just bumped it from 4 to 3.5. They were the longest holding it at 4 about 2 minutes ago. All right, total on this game opened up at 46.5. It's down to 46 at the Westgate. I see 45.5 at the BetMGM. Definitely some big line movement in that college football game. When you're taking a look at these two teams, you're taking a look at the Colts on the road. They've played 4 games on the road. They're 2-2. They've won 2 games on the road. They've got 2 victories on the road. 2 of their 4 totals have also gone over on the road as well. Now the Texans at home, they're 3-1. Winning 75% of their games at home. However, only 1 out of their 4 games has gone under. Been some big defensive games keeping the total under when they're playing at home. Texans coming off a loss to the Ravens last week, losing 41-7. We pounded the Ravens last Sunday, guys. Absolutely murdered them and had a nice big win betting against them. Before that, they had 2 straight wins against Jacksonville and Oakland, if you guys remember. And then the Colts Colts 6-1 straight up and 6-0-1 against the spread in their last 7 road games against Houston. Keep in mind, different quarterback. Different quarterback for the Colts, all right? But they have absolutely dominated the Texans in Houston, all right? Colts coming off a big win against Jacksonville, beating them 33-13 last Sunday. Before that, they had 2 straight losses to Miami. Yes, they got embarrassed by Miami 16-12, as well as Pittsburgh 26-24 in a close battle there. Just because a team got spanked the week before doesn't necessarily, in my opinion, mean that they're going to absolutely try and, I mean, they might try, doesn't mean it's going to happen, come out pissed off. I think those players come out pissed off every single game and do what they're going to do. They're getting paid. They're getting their game check regardless if they win or they lose. And they're gonna do what they do, and if the breaks go their way, the breaks go their way. Unfortunately, that's NFL for you. Taking a look at the last time these two teams played, they already played this year. Matter of fact, calendar year, they've already played twice because of last year, all right? Last year in the playoffs. But this year, they have already played. They played in Indianapolis, Lucas Oil Stadium. Colts got the job done, beating them 30-23. Went way over the total at 47. The home favorite won. The Colts were laying 1 at home, and it also went over the total. It was actually one of the 4 games for the Texans that went over, and one of the 6 games that went over for the Colts. Very hard to be able to beat a team twice in the same year. Very hard. And when they get the job done today, it'll actually be their 3rd time this calendar year because they beat them in the playoffs 21-7 last January as well. So a lot of history between these two teams. Coaches know each other. A lot of the players know how the other playing style. These are two teams that definitely conference rivals. So I mean they play each other twice a year, and then in the playoffs if they meet up. So since September 30th of 2018, this is their 5th game against each other. In a little over 2 years, this will be their 5th game against each other. So a lot of history between these two teams. And when on the road, the Colts have absolutely dominated. Although they did get the win the last time they played in Indianapolis this year already. So as far as both teams on offense go, Colts, not a big scoring team, averaging only 22.7 points per game. But, luckily for them, the Texans are pretty much in the same boat. All right, Colts averaging 141 rushing yards a game on 31 rushing attempts, averaging 4.6 yards per carry. Great running team. They average 203 yards in the air, averaging 6.2 yards per passing attempt. They'll be going up against the Texans defense, guys, that gives up 23.2 points per game. Excuse me. They average giving up 102 rushing yards a game at 4.7 yards per carry. They average giving up 272 in the air at 7.1 yards per passing attempt. The Texans defense has gotten torched in the secondary, giving up nearly 300 yards a game on average on offense. As far as turnovers, they're +1 on the year on turnovers. Now, when the Texans are actually on offense, all right, they average just a few more points, actually a little less than 2 points to be specific, than the Colts. They average 24.5 points a game on offense. They average 141 rushing yards a game on 3 less rushing plays, on 28 rushing plays a game, giving them a 5-yard per carry average. All right, they both teams rush the ball roughly the same amount of times, as well as the same amount of yardage on average a game. The Texans average a few more passing yards a game at 239 compared to the 203 of the Colts. Now, when the Colts are on defense, they're going to be going up against a Houston Texans offense. The Colts give up just under 3 touchdowns a game at 20.6 points per game. They've been holding teams to under 100 yards rushing the ball at 97 rushing yards a game and holding teams to 4.3 yards per carry. And they've been giving up 229 yards in the air at 6.6 yards per passing attempt. Edwards says the Texans are holding tryouts for secondary tonight. Yes, sir, they are. Now the Colts -3, -3 on turnovers. Small, slight edge towards the Texans on the turnover game. No doubt about it, that Texan D can definitely create turnovers. All right, guys. And remember, 10-0 on the under at home after a conference straight-up loss. And when you're taking a look at the money, let's take a look at the money and see where the money lies. As of right now, 56% of all the money coming in is coming in on the Texans. However, you're still seeing that line shift. That line's dropping, all right, for the Texans. 44% of the public money coming in is on the Colts. Some big sharps hammering down on the Colts when they were +4 this morning, bumping that line to 3.5, even though the public has more bets overall on the Texans. You still see that line drop. All right, they're not afraid of the public bettors, afraid of the sharp bettors. Is J.J. Watt playing? No, he's definitely not playing. As far as the total goes, 67% of the public bets rolling in are hammering the over in this game. 67% hammering the over. It's the reasons why the total's hugged around 46 for the most part. It's gone up and down a half a point either direction based on the newest $1,000 wager that's came in here in town. As far as a free play on this game, I already gave one out. If you guys know what it is, please don't post it in the live chat. Please don't post it in the live chat. But if you want a free play on this game, all you have to do is go watch our daily free play video. And when you're over there, do us a favor and give us a big thumbs up in that video as well. I do have a free play coming for you guys in this video as well. Obviously, it's not going to be on the NFL game because I already gave you guys a free play there as well. So one thing that you guys do need to remember is if you're new to this channel, all right? If you're new to this channel, first of all, welcome. You're in the right place. You're in the right place. But if you're new to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, all right? Subscribe. We go live Monday through Friday. Noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. All right, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, Monday through Friday. Means we'll be live tomorrow, same time, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, okay? Saturday and Sundays, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. Dark and early in the morning on the weekend, all right? Dark and early in the morning on the weekends. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, tap that little bell. That way you get notified. Why? Because last week we went 13-1 on our free plays that we've given you guys. We lost one small consensus play on Monday of last week, and then we rattled off 13 straight wins. Yeah, we lost Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. All right, we did. We lost Monday, we lost Tuesday, we lost Wednesday. It's okay, though. We hammered home a nice free play for you guys on Thursday. Nice winner for everybody. And Fast Freddy, are my personal plays out? My personal plays are out. You jump on them, sir, and I'll give them to you right now. Shane says Colts 24-14. Nice. So, yeah, Fast Freddy, my personal plays are locked, loaded, ready to roll. Because I know you like going to the casino and betting them. So get on board, buddy. I look forward to working with everybody, all right? I look forward to working with everybody. So what we're going to do today is want to change it up. I want to just take a look at something here. So hang tight with me because I want to get you guys on a free play. Just double checking the odds of something real quick. And then we're going to get you guys on a free play. Sunday, Ed. Hamilton and Winnipeg. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm just getting the odds up. I want to double check everything. Okay. Going to give you guys not one, but 2 free plays in this live video. All right? 2 free plays in this live video. Oop. I don't know what my screen's doing there. So it's definitely going to be a good day today for you guys. One's a gimme. All right, one's a gimme. Just need to double check the line on the college hoops game. Just need to double check the line because I haven't checked it in a few. And I wasn't planning on giving you guys this one, but I should have. And I wish I would have because we could have broke down this game in its entirety and explained why we were taking it because it's going to be a good one. So hang on 1 second. Okay, 2 free plays for you guys. 2 free plays for you guys right there on the screen. Free premium play. College hoops. Utah minus 4.5. All right. Damone Thompson, Washington State. No, sorry, you're wrong. And the second one, San Jose and Vegas in the NHL, first period. Over 1.5 goals is minus $1.55. So there's free plays for you guys. Remember, guys, you can pick up 3 days of my personal plays, 3 days of our premium plays for $99. You can pick up, right now they've got a killer deal, 4 days of premium plays or my personal plays, as well as guaranteed Saturday on Saturday, which is $150. You can get all of that for $200, or just pick up 3 days, $99. And I look forward to working with each and every single one of you. It's definitely going to be a good time. There'll be a lot of money made. And remember, guys, the weekend all starts today. Pick up 4 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We make sure you make money in every single package that you guys purchase. And if you're still here watching and you guys just took 2 free plays from us, do us a favor. Give us a big thumbs up in the video. Let us know you appreciate all the hard work that we do to bring you guys the free content 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We definitely appreciate it when you guys do. And if you're new to the channel, you better be hitting that subscribe button. Subscribe. That way you guys get notified each and every single time. Moose, what's going on? How are you, Marquise? You're very welcome, Mike, Jeff, Jermaine, Malisha Grace, Fully Broken Smith. You're very welcome as well. Shane, you guys are always welcome. Everybody, you guys are very welcome. Aaron, what's going on, sir? Edward says, great show. We always appreciate the hard work, Kyle. I wouldn't say today was a great show. I like to critique myself, and I'd say that I'm off my game. I'm lacking sleep, that's for sure. Laura, thank you for joining us. Fast Freddy says, don't shave that shit. The show definitely could have... Oh, man, we froze the screen at the very end. We definitely... and got through more. So tomorrow we'll get through more breakdowns. We'll be faster, and I'll be back on my game a little bit better. So a lot of stuff going on, but we finally got back to normalcy here. So appreciate everybody tuning in. That gives a thumbs up as well. So Caesar, you're welcome. Marcus, a lot of new names, coming into the live chat that we're not familiar with. So make sure everybody gives everybody that's new here a big warm welcome every single time, because we always encourage new people to come participate in our live chat and break down games with us and put money in everybody's pocket. So again, thank you to everybody. And Michael as well, thank you. The other Michael, we got a lot of mics in here now. Thomas, what's going on, sir? Premium plays are going to be a great day for everybody today. Same with my personal plays. So 3 big personal plays left, and we're going to sweep the board today. All right, guys, good luck. Always bet within your means. Don't do anything stupid. And remember, guys, we'll see you guys live tomorrow noon Eastern.